Hello and welcome to the Bot Box. Today I can make a promise that after this sentence you will not hear the words gauntlet, trial and mortis. That's because this episode is going straight to Series 6 of Robot Wars, where Cedric Slammer made its debut. Cedric Slammer was a brown and grey box armed with a vertical flywheel and had a small cuddly toy monkey attached. This monkey was also called Cedric Slammer. Yes, I am very well aware that cuddly toys do not necessarily fare too well in the arena. Cedric Slammer landed in Heat B of Series 6, where it drew Flipper Megahertz, which also had axes, third seeded Flipper Firestorm 4, and another Flipper in Colossus. Cedric Slammer went for Colossus early on, sending a few sparks flying, but Firestorm 4 rudely interrupted the battle and nearly turned Cedric Slammer over. There was no nearly the second time round. Happily, Cedric Slammer could self-right, but the self-right had failed to work. So Firestorm 4 left Cedric Slammer to be. Cedric Slammer's spinner tearing up the arena floor while the ref bot went to sniffing. Cedric Slammer did get righted off screen, but by that point it was too late. It had been counted out. At least Firestorm failed to pit Cedric Slammer. The third seeds managed to pit themselves instead. But it was still a moot point. Cedric Slammer was out. Cedric Slammer returned for the second series of Robot Wars Extreme, entering the New Blood tournament where it found home in Heat D, and drew two Axe Flipper bots, Bash Gordon and Pressure. Cedric Slammer went for Bash Gordon early on, it being Cedric Slammer's intended target, but Bash Gordon was quick and tricky for Cedric Slammer to catch. Cedric Slammer hit Pressure before Bash Gordon got too close to the wall, and Cedric Slammer managed to get a good hit in. Some armor came off. Bash Gordon then opened the pit while Cedric Slammer attended to Pressure. Bash Gordon, meanwhile, seemed determined to pit itself, driving around the pit. It got no help from hovering Mr. Psycho, but it did get help from Cedric Slammer, who sent Bash Gordon the rest of the way into the pit after Bash Gordon had got most of the way in there. Next up for Cedric Slammer was dual vertical spinner Fatal Traction. Cedric Slammer went for Fatal Traction's sides right from the start, tearing off a side panel and damaging half of Fatal Traction's wheels. And Fatal Traction had a lot of wheels to damage. Cedric Slammer then hit one of Fatal Traction's weapons and its other side, which removed the other side panel and damaged a roll bar. Cedric Slammer also sent Fatal Traction to Sakillos and left the dual vertical spinner to the non-existent mercies of the house robots. Cedric Slammer hit Fatal Traction once again once the house robots had retreated to open the pit and Sakillos' breastplate had fallen off. Fatal Traction got counted out and had wheels dropped on it from the drop zone. However, Cedric Slammer was nudging Fatal Traction at the time and some of those wheels landed on Cedric Slammer. Fatal Traction flew Airfloor Flipper twice and got cooked before 6 was called. So in the heat final, Cedric Slammer faced Pressure again, whose axe was now out of order after a tough fight against Piranha, which we won't see in this episode, but great big long serrated sawbot. Cedric Slammer, the monkey, also had a bandage on his head, presumably a concussion from all those wheels landing on it. Pressure was doing most of the pushing early on, as Cedric Slammer tried to find an angle of attack and wasn't actually doing much in the way of moving. When Cedric Slammer's disc hit Pressure, it hit hard, but Pressure pushed Cedric Slammer into a corner and out again before Sakillos could show up. This gave Cedric Slammer a new lease of life, and it managed to hit Pressure a few times on the side and the back, though Pressure's many weapons were doing a good job of acting as ablative armour. But Pressure was taking internal damage, and the hits Cedric Slammer delivered caused pressure to suddenly become sluggish, and it was only really moving in a straight line. It was moving enough to not get counted out, but it was not moving that well. And one of Precious' main weapons was stuck as well. However, that didn't mean it was all plain sailing for Cedric Slammer, as it got caught between a rock, secure lot, and a hard place, an angle grinder. Precious started hovering as well, making an escape even trickier for Cedric Slammer, in fact impossible. Cedric Slammer didn't escape, and as time ran out, Secure Lot had picked Cedric Slammer up and cooked it on the flame pins, spun it around. That's mean! How's a monkey supposed to survive that? Well, the judges ruled in favour of Cedric Slammer, and the monkey did survive. So that sent Cedric Slammer to the New Blood Grand Finals, where first it faced Flipper Mute. For this fight, Cedric Slammer was holding a potato chip, or French fry to you Americans, on a plastic fork. A snack for Cedric, or an offering to the robot combat gods? The feeling was that it was a snack for Cedric. Gotta have some foodstuffs. Mute got off to the fastest start and wasn't afraid to go weapon to weapon with Cedric Slammer. Cedric Slammer did manage to get some hits in, but as Mute happened to be heavily armoured, all this did was send some pretty sparks flying. But Cedric Slammer did get a lot of hits in. It was definitely ahead on aggression, but Mute managed to get underneath Cedric Slammer and sent it skidding partway across the arena. And then both robots stopped. Cedric Slammer was a little bit more alive than Mute, but neither had any control, so both robots were counted out. Mr. Psycho then carried Cedric Slammer away, because reasons. The judges ruled on the battle until the double KO and ruled in favour of Mute on a split decision. The only reason I can give for that is probably because Mute struck the blow that ended the fight. So, Cedric Slammer had the third-fourth place fight against Hammerbot Thor. Thor hit with its second hammer blow, not its first, but Cedric Slammer managed to push Thor into a wall. Thor escaped and went after Cedric Slammer, but it was very hit and miss with the hammer. It would hit sometimes, but more often than not, Thor would swing and miss Cedric Slammer completely. Cedric Slammer was doing its level best to stay away from Thor's hammer, and, like I said, did so successfully for the most part. And then Growler showed up. Growler showed up, sped across the arena, hit both Thor and Cedric Slammer at the same time. Thor was fine. Cedric Slammer was not. It was killed instantly. KO'd, counted out, pitted. So, came fourth in the New Blood tournament as a result. Cedric Slammer was also the only one of the New Blood Grand Finalists never to return for Series 7. They just never returned ever. What happened to them? I don't know. They just completely vanished off the map. Cedric Slammer was thriving in New Blood. It was doing well. It was proving it was vicious. It was aggressive. And was very, very unlucky in its losses to Mutant Thor. It is a real shame Cedric Slammer never returned for Series 7. Depending on how their draw panned out, they might have done well. However, if they were in a Flipper heavy heat, they wouldn't have stood a chance. Flippers were always their weakness. Also, I have to note, Cedric Slammer, the monkey, survived. That's one tough mascot. So, who's next? Turkey, please be kind. Oh, we have Mastiff. Until next week, Callison244 out.